Okay. So the Page of Pentacles fell. And immediately I was like, tell us why. I was like, ooh, the feistiness. I really want to know why, don't I? Or do I know why? So we have here the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Now, this immediately just said either you're somebody who feels like, who is trying to understand the relationship with monetary things and physical things, physical body. And for the first time, I'm looking at this woman and she's glorious. She's literally floating up in the air. She's got these coins and one seems like it's about to fall nearly, and she's sort of in a way distracted but trusting that it won't fall. And it's just that thing of people maybe believing that she might drop that and lose that coin, but she's got it under control. That's what I'm getting for the first time out of this card, which suits the energy that came in. I mean, at first when I saw the Page of Pentacles in reverse, I thought, okay. I thought, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Why? It was supposed to make me feel disappointed, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I noticed that, but I just said, psh, like, it just felt different. And this woman is floating up in the sky. What more can I say? She seems to be in the moment. There's a hibiscus here, one that's already blossomed and one that is still a bud. So what I'm getting is that you're somebody who has undergone some sort of transformation when it comes to how you look at your monetary state, okay? Despite you also probably feeling like you wanted to invest in something, you should have had a pentacle already to be able to look at a home. Because I'm saying that because this is what it looks like here. It's also giving me traveling, but at the same time, well, I just got a lot, because it could be that you might be feeling anxious to travel, maybe, or there's something in the air that's reminds me a lot of this, right? It's those thoughts in the background that are a bit darker, okay? They are a bit darker, but look, I'm seeing a resemblance between the darkness of her with the pentacle and the moon there in the darkness. And the stars. It's like you are the one who holds this moon, this, I was gonna say fear. And it's really interesting because they match, you know? A Page of Pentacle wouldn't be doubting. A page of pentacle to me seems like somebody who's like on the move, like, or like, you know, definitely moving regarding to thought as well, like where they're making their plans and where they want to invest, things like this. What I'm also getting is this Nine of Swords. It tends to be something that might stress you out in your mind, something that keeps coming back and forth, something that constantly feels like, or in this case feels like a battle. Like every time it comes like this again, now I have to, it's like you have to intentionally take your time to think about what you are going to do. Some things come easy to you, like when thoughts come, you're like, okay, go away, or yes, or, you know, but it's also certain thoughts that need to be processed a bit longer. Yeah, I'm just getting a very blissful feeling here. I'm getting that it's like a feeling that you finally feel stable. It is the fourth cup after all. I mean, the fourth cup, the fourth card. There's a four here. Four to me symbolizes stability. I think that's also something that I also didn't understand about the original tarot, is that to me the image felt like this person was hoarding. And perhaps it was just because the image was like that, but that's how I read it, and a lot of the times. And it's just really interesting that now transitioning into something new, like you might be somebody who tries other decks as well. How also initially you might have hesitated to want to put investment into these cards because you thought, oh, maybe, you know, I got tarot down, and now if I get into something else that has different images, different symbolism, it might be a bit difficult for me. But that easily went away because you also recognize that it was thoughts like this. It was thoughts that weren't showing the situation fully with the moon here. There was a lot of what was still in the shadow, still being processed. That's how I'm looking at this moon card here, or the moon here, the moon card. We might get the moon card. But it seems like the dark side of the moon is like the times when you're living in your shadow, or when your shadow self or your subconscious self echoes into your physical reality, you know, in a way that you haven't shown light to it in a particular way, because I'm also thinking about the way the moon is connected to water, so temperance, so tempering, taking the time to also acknowledge the depths, but also the memories that are tied to whatever it is that you're trying to heal. Thank you. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Pentacles, trying to heal the Nine of Pentacles, yes. And that's falling underneath the Four of Pentacles. It's about money, it's about feeling safe, it's about feeling stable, it's about being in your wonder. Because she's got horns, she's got, you know, deer ears, she's holding a bird, and this bird is so comfortable with her. You know how that bond has been broken. I was gonna say slightly broken, but it's been severed. There's been a mistrust between species, and it's and it echoes, man. It echoes, really. That's what I'm getting, man. Who's trying to say this? Who am I reading for? I also say man, but yeah, there's also particular moments, right? Why did I do that? My paintbrush fell on this page again. This could be somebody. Ooh, this could be somebody else who maybe is watching you. Interesting. This just turned completely on its head, bruh. Which in a way would make sense, because down here I've got the Three of Swords, and the moons are relevant, the sky is relevant, including this person's dress. So what I'm getting is maybe somebody who is a little bit in their shadow at the moment, and it's not a bad thing at all. These are like phases of the moon. It's maybe releasing those things. That's why we also have the Three of Swords here. To me, she looks like she's pulling out these swords. You see her face. There's also some sort of resolve here. And the fact, what? And the fact that there are hibiscuses on both of these cards, babes. What? And they've got the same hair. And they've got the same hair. What? This is kind of crazy. So it's like, okay, hold on a second. Yeah, but I was about to connect this man here in the background to this person, because they're all connected to this darker matter and the stars here. And it's one of the first times that I'm reading it like this, but interesting. It's very interesting because it could even show, and I know that images sometimes, obviously in each card you're going to see a different person, but it's standing out to me, especially this color, especially the color of the hibiscus, which is orangey. And look at the color of her hair. This is something about past lives. Something about past lives. Maybe some type of person that you resonated heavily with. It can be fictional, real, imaginary, whatever. And somebody, something, a person, an energy. Maybe you've even dreamt of these things, there's something significant here, because this could also be this person, like I said at first. Not this one, but it could be that it could be a twin flame, or someone that you resonate with. Like they look like two sides of a coin. They look like one's holding, they're both holding things to their heart. This could be you also. Yeah, because in healing, in holding that to your heart, knowing that you're also not going to lose it, whilst also feeling great in it. And when I say great in it, like, not feeling bad, not feeling like you don't deserve it. It's removing those wounds, those monetary wounds that, those thoughts, those dark things. Because also the manifestation of the Page of Pentacle here in reverse, it just reminds me of, like, just the mere fact of this card being upside down, and that connecting to that is the manifestation of that idea. That we're, but you're not. You're not in reverse. You're somebody who is ready to make the plans. And again, that is also coming through, but you're healing that right now. And it will come in its own time, and you will always be protected, and you will always be in the right place at the right time when you need to be, until you need to be, and you will leave when you need to. Okay? This is relevant for all parties. Doesn't matter the times that you feel bound. You've also had to heal so much of these thoughts, these blah blah blah, these things that blinded you. These flowers around your throat that you couldn't even tell, because it was the beauty of your throat. It was the blossoming of your throat. It was the blossoming of this healing. These flowers in the background are not a coincidence. They're here to show that what you're healing here, your financial, your monetary, your physical, your, soul as well, your heart, all of that is because you're acknowledging that you had these flowers there. It's like a obvious thing that you can't see, but other people can see. And because you're blinded, certain thoughts or things can make you feel a type of way because you might be sensitive. But I'm also getting that this person is also in a dark space as well. And that for anything can be anything. That's making me also think that in the dark sometimes you see things that aren't really there, or like things take shape that can't take shape when there's full light. And then you might feel scared because it's like, oh wow, certain things are materializing. But I've got all of these emotions now coming from this, because it's falling on top of the Nine of Swords here. It's like because of this you're feeling like this fear. Oh, let me hide my pentacles in my hair. Let me hide my pentacles until I find safety, until a boat can come and, It's interesting that the light is coming here and that they were in the mist. And that I said that in the darkness many things can take form. So these people who saw these people here, how did they see them? Can they see them? And also these people here, they might even be symbolic of you and your younger self, higher self, whatever. Your family. I'm getting you, your higher self. And it's like, yeah, they could be waving and being like, find us, find us. But they're hugging each other and looking like, oh, are these good guys or are these bad guys? Or but it's also that, do they risk waving their hands out or they fall in? Interesting. So that might also be something about giving and taking. Then we have the Strength on the bottom. Again with the red hair. I'm getting mental energies very strong in you. Very, very strong, very protective. And it's not only you, it's whoever is also guiding you. Always. You see these sunflowers, beautiful growths, the lion. So many sunflowers, by the way. And now a bird just flew over and it's like everywhere they support you. Because yeah, I asked why do we get this Nine of Swords here? And immediately I got, because people see the star. But the thing is, this star is like something that I was singing that I couldn't freaking catch on camera, of course, because I forgot to record or something. And it's this notion of a mask being cut open or cracked. just like Yabash. Being in a place of Yabash, dried, arid land. It can be interpreted like that. Like radishes grown in radishes grown in dry land. You know, when there's too much sun and irregular watering. And when I say irregular watering, it's like only watering on the days that you think the soil is still is like dry. I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah. And then you water but then it's like a shock to the system, because then all of a sudden there's a lot of water. And you know what happens to soil when it gets water? It's like the pressure changes inside the soil, and if a radish is in there, they're gonna experience a lot of pressure change. The way the soil begins to soften, and then all of a sudden whatever was pressing down on them also loosens, and the change might not be as drastic, but it will be felt. And that's what I'm getting. Also, physically, you might have treated yourself like you were in a desert, like you didn't have the abundance of water, like you didn't have, like, it's interesting. Oof, P. Yes, symbiosis. Because it's that idea of, I was going to say, it's the idea of not wanting to use a lot of water. Because we know that water, the source of it, it's, in a way, they say, depleting in Europe. And now, this beautiful card here, this beautiful card is coming to tell us that symbiosis is the key. Food forests. Return them to cities, to outside, nearby lands. Nobody has to earn anything, make money from any. Are you not tired of waking up fucking early in the morning? Farmers, I'm speaking to you specifically. Are you not tired of having to chase, having to constantly, just to make a living for the next year, just to barely, porra! Nós estamos cansados. Essa jogo que nós estamos a jogar, toda a gente, eu preciso de trabalhar, senão, e on top of that, tu tens pessoas em cima, tipo em cima de, não sei, porque nós também temos class systems, right? In a way. Eu só sentarei. Toda a gente pode sentar aí se eles quiserem. Toda a gente has a choice if they want to go out in the field and actually do something, wake up early, go to cycle, whatever the fuck. It should be a right. It should be a right for people to wake up and to, wow, you see? And allow their inner voice to be properly guided. By, I don't know, your higher self, your intuition. And I know that people can be also guided by things that are influenced and affected by a lot of things that can be a bit fucking volatile. We know this. But it's the idea of people starting off with healing. It's not like we're gonna get there quickly. Okay? And we're not planning on it. We're planning on healing. That's the most important thing. We're planning on healing this world through working together, through understanding that we're here for each other, and that there are so many of us to be able to have this feeling with. To be able to walk on the street and say, hello, plant. Or if you know him, if you've been walking around and eventually, if you stand there long enough, like that shouldn't be weird. If you find a frog on the floor and you think it's beautiful and you want to, try and pick it up or something, or try to connect with it, and people walk by, that shouldn't be weird. If you want to sing to the trees, hug the trees, that shouldn't be weird. Just be like, oh yeah, maybe I should fucking go and join him. That's something that I absolutely love. I met somebody through something like this. Through appreciating nature for what it was and what it was doing and who it was being. When it was snowing, I went out and I made a snowman, and I couldn't help but fall and stay there and feel the snow fall on my face, feel slowly that my jacket is getting wetter, knowing that I'm surrounded by this soft floof, a floof that I dreamed to be in when I was in Mozambique, for example. Growing up in a warm country, and if you've only experienced for the longest time sun and rain, and then you experience slowly more snow, and then eventually you get an abundance of snow. Do you know how fucking magical that feels? And how grateful and lucky I feel to be able to even be in a position like this. To have these things come to life in my eyes, and me, my body, soul, experiencing it. Fully being there. No music, no nothing, just looking up, closing my eyes. And then eventually somebody walks by and asks, hey, can I join you? You're like, yeah, man. It's a free country, free world. And in the end of the day, it's quite nice to talk to somebody, right? You talk and you realize that there are certain things that you have in common or not. Things that that broaden your mind, that you help broaden their mind on. Or not. Or it's just fun, or it's just a normal conversation. And what's a normal conversation? Just going with the flow of things. And not really staying to get something, just staying to enjoy. Staying to experience, and staying to be brave and see and seek out the grace in the world and within so many people. I'm getting kohlrabi. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm sorry, something came through. Epa, stop. Stop infiltrating my mind. Não preciso. But what I'm getting is Yeah, I mean, korapi is really interesting because normally it also comes from the family, the root, the trunk family. Is that how you say stronkvruchten? Like white cabbage, cabbage family. They have a lot of layers, right? But it's interesting that this is a lot more solid. It's got like leaves that flail. Why is this coming out? Oh, fuck. Okay, interesting. Because I don't know why I had that reaction. Genuinely. But there's an N here. And it fell right on top of Korab. And I also have an A here and father. I Ish, 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 ish. I. What am I getting for this? Yeah, you might be dealing with somebody who has an N for some reason in their name, and you might have an A in your name, or you might have an N in your name. But A and father came together, so it could also mean that this person is a father. Okay, it's like it's giving me the energy. So when we talked about korabi, and when I said solid, I just saw such a cool girl outside with pink hair and a skateboard. She was with a friend or a guy. I don't know who this person is, but wow. It made me think about how I also wanted. What? And it's interesting that we get pear here. In reverse.